How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you can tell by the presence of my face being here that we're doing something a little bit different today. This is actually something I've been wanting to do for a while, that being filming myself making an actual physical piece of art, but it's just been getting pushed off a lot. Because previously, every idea that I had for like, oh man, what would be a really cool project to make a video about, all of those ideas were very time and labor intensive, and I just kind of don't have the time to do that right now. And so I figured, in order to at least get the ball rolling, I could start small. So when I first moved out here, I got a bunch of these sort of like 8x11-ish canvases and like a huge, cheap like 12 pack or whatever. And since moving out here, I think I've only completed maybe like 2 paintings with them. To be fair, there is a huge stack of works in progress that are sitting on my shelf over there that I might get back to one day, but I figured in order to get some use out of these and in order to do a smaller project, I would challenge myself to complete a painting in one sitting and take you guys along. Fuck. Almost shot all of those all over the floor.
Alright, so let's get started. So for this project, I thought it'd be fun to recreate this sketch I did back in like 2017 of this disaffected girl with a smoke monster that I thought had really fun shapes that would be fun to recreate in my sort of no blending, shapy painting style that I like to do sometimes. Here you can see me struggle to find a place for it to sit. No. There you go, Randy. I'm so proud of you. So to actually start, you need to release your canvas from its plastic prison. Here you can see me lean over and pause my music to create a little ASMR moment for you. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. So I'm starting off by blacking out the canvas because I think black creates a really clean look. If you just fuck it, you don't know what to do for a background for your painting, just make it black, you know? Pro artist tips from Randy. Alright, so now I'm mapping out the sketch for this painting, but because you've already seen the original sketch, I just skip over it because you don't want to see me draw it, but again. It was an interesting experience to do that sketch because I haven't worked traditionally in a little bit, so there was a lot of erasing that you don't want to see. It was bad. The one thing that I do really appreciate about digital art is the lasso tool, because the amount of times where I'm like, man, I really like the shape of this, but I wish I could just shrink it a little and move it over here, get everything exactly where I want it to be. But no, for traditional art, you gotta just erase it, move it around yourself. Just gotta draw it over and over again. Like they used to do. I feel like an old person, where it's like, back when I had to go to school, I had to walk uphill both ways in the snow. But except it's like, man, when I had to draw this, I had to erase both ways in the snow. God. Wretched. It's a very interesting process painting for the camera because Unfortunately, the way my desk is, because my wooden desk is up against the wall, and the desk I primarily work at is a glass, like, drafting desk, because honestly, we didn't know what we were buying when we first moved out here. Probably could have gotten a different type of desk, but I didn't. But unfortunately, I can't hook up, like, a an arm thing. You know, the arm thing that holds the camera? I can't attach that to the opposite side of the desk and just, like, have it looking straight down, because the pressure would probably damage the glass. So I just made it work. That's why you can see my head in the frame for a lot of these shots, is because it's hard for me to see what I'm doing and to make sure that the camera can kind of see what I'm doing. But I like to think that I figured it out. Hopefully you guys can tell what I'm doing well enough. This was a satisfying part of the process, getting these little smoke shapes cleaned up and just about how I wanted them to be. Here you can see I absolutely goofed up the shape of the smoke over there. I hated it, so I just covered that up.
How's it going, everyone? I'm about 2.5 hours into this painting, and I had to take about a 5-hour break that I did not want to take because I was waiting for some footage to upload, and it was taking absolutely forever. And so now it is almost 11 p.m. I need a bed. That's basically how it is. I need to be in bed. Honestly, I could stand to already be in bed, but I absolutely have to be in bed at like 1 in the morning. So I got, what is that, like 2 more hours to get this bad boy finished up. I'm gonna try to make it happen, because I said I would do it in one sitting, and I already kind of am wrong about that. But at least I can get it done in one day. If I work really hard, so we're just gonna get back into it.
Woo! So, after that little intermission, things got a little wild. It was really rough and ready pizza time for this painting. It didn't really matter if it was great. It just needed to be done, and I was like, well, I'm done fussing around with those shapes. I need to get this red compositional background thing in here, because that's the other major component of this painting, that if it's not there, it'll be a problem. And I don't know what it is about red paint that is so difficult to get like a nice, smooth, even layer of it. It is just so patchy, and it takes so many layers, and I was really globbing paint on. I was just putting it on thick and hoping that it would cover everything up, and it was a little bit of a nightmare. There's a lot of going back and forth and cleaning things up, because that's just the way this style is. Most of the style is just going back and forth, painstakingly just getting each shape as smooth and right as you want it to be. And I didn't have a whole bunch of time for the back and forth. I had to just like keep moving around the painting because I didn't have time to sit around and wait for things to dry. But, you know, we made it work. And also, it didn't help that it was already after my husband's bedtime. And so I was trying to be quiet And typically, whenever I'm rushing a painting process, my best friend is my hair dryer because that speeds up the drying, as you can imagine. So it was no hair dryer, it was just me. I think I had some Drawfee videos on in the background, and this painting against the world. I remember for this portion I was switching out my paintbrush a lot because I could not for the life of me figure out what was the right one to use to get this process done. But now I'm finally on to the sort of the last step outside of cleaning it up, which is getting the eyeball on the little smoke monster. I hope you're not attached to that weird eyelinery thing going on, because I get rid of it because I do not like it.
So my phone just died. It is currently 12:58 in the morning. And unfortunately, because of the way my recording setup is, I cannot plug in my phone and record at the same time. So I'm just gonna finish it off camera, and we can cut to the final result right now, and me hanging it up in my living room and all that fun stuff. So it's the next day, and here is the final result. I am actually pretty happy with it, all things considered. Obviously if I had more time, I would have loved to have kept fussing around with it and cleaning it up and stuff, but in the given circumstances, I am still satisfied with it, and I do think it's cute, and I'm excited to put this up in my house. But yeah, that ended up being more of a challenge than I thought it was going to be. Honestly, that 5-hour break really threw a huge curve in my schedule, but I got it done, and honestly, I think the purpose of these sort of challenges is to make yourself feel stress anyway, so in that case, mission accomplished. But, I did have fun, and if you also had fun, go ahead and leave a like on this video, or comment. Let me know what you do to experience fun stress, the stress that you impose on yourself when you're taking a break from your normal everyday stress of being a human on this earth. And maybe while you're there, go ahead and subscribe if you want to see what I have planned next. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Love you, bye! I just want to call it good enough, dude. I need to eat, bro. I need to fucking eat, dude. I've spent an hour trying to get this outro recorded because I'm fucking perfectionist, I guess. I need to eat.